Tim Kruger, Ravi, the courtside. Jays go down to Marquette. I mean, I guess the first question is, how the hell do you lose that game, Ravi? How do you lose that game?
Yeah, especially with Marcus Howard being out the entire second half.
Sure. They were a freaking mid-major team without Marcus Howard.
Yeah, and I mean, Creighton had, up to a 16-point lead and just
14 points at halftime.
14 points at halftime, 16 points right before that, and they gave it away almost immediately.
Because we apparently can't play against this 2-3 zone, which is just a totally new concept in college basketball. No one's ever run a 2-3 zone before.
Well, and it looked like something that earlier in the season, Creighton seemed to have solved. Some teams used it against them. They did pretty well. And then tonight was the first time anybody had used it against them in a while, and it completely baffled them. They went on a huge scoring drought, and by that point, it was basically a tie ball game or two 3-point game the rest of the way out.
How do you not see that Ronnie Harrell was not the guy to flash into the post, that Tyshawn Alexander flashed into the post one time, and it was like an easy free throw for him, put him in there, flash him at the post, and then we just quit doing that. I just don't get it.
Well, they quit doing that with Tyshawn. Kyrie did it a couple times, got easy jumpers.
Yes.
Even Mark, why can't Marcus shoot that 15-foot jumper all day? I don't understand. And Kyrie, the other time when he did it, got a lob to Jacob Epperson.
Then they ran some lob plays for Epperson, which worked great too.
Which were great, but you have to have somebody good enough to shoot that jumper, so they have to come up and guard him. And Kyrie was that guy, and then they, again, stopped going to it. So that was frustrating as far as seeing that happen and seeing them fall back into that trap against that 2-3 zone that they've struggled with for years. And it seemed like they finally had solved this year, but apparently not.
No. And then the problem with Epperson in there, he can't rebound, so we get killed on the boards.
Yep.
So you got to take him out, and then it just seemed like at halftime they walked in the locker room and said, well, we got this game won because Marcus Howard's done and the game's over. And they came out and just got, hats off to Wojo, the job he did to fire up his team to come out and play the second half.
Yeah, it certainly seemed like Creighton let off the pedal in the second half. And honestly, if I was coaching staff, I would have just kept Epperson in there and got him out of the zone and then gone from there. That probably would have been my game plan because the zone was killing them more than the rebounding.
You had to get them out of the zone.
Exactly. Once you get them out of the zone, then you can worry about rebounding. The second chance points didn't hurt them nearly as much as that huge drought to start the second half.
And I know Tyler Clement, when they put him in, they made a run, but I'm sorry. You can't play him 20-some plus minutes in a game like this. There was no need to play him that much. He was not helping us. He was getting abused on the defense end.
He was, and especially, I get that he got them going in the first half offensively, and that was fine.
Yeah.
But after it was clear that he wasn't getting them going offensively against that zone, you got to get him back out of there. Again, put Tyshawn in there, have him shoot some free throw line jumpers, get Kyrie in there. He was making good decisions out of the high post. You got to get those guys in there to make decisions, guys that can do something with the ball. I mean, if Kyrie doesn't go off in the last couple of minutes, they lose that game by 10 points.
Yeah, and look, I see no path to this team to even, if they make the NCAA tournament. And look, they're not essential to make the NCAA tournament. They need this win tonight. They may well miss the NCAA tournament because they don't have that many quality wins. And a lot of teams from the bubble up won today. I just don't see a path for this team winning going forward. This was a devastating loss.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I'm ready to quite...
Devastating. Robbie, it's
not
over.
saying devastating loss.
It's over.
It is a devastating loss. I'm not ready to say that they don't have a path moving forward, but they really do have to win that game at Marquette now. That's non-negotiable. And really, they have to win every other game except for Villanova. And they might need Villanova just to make sure that they're in without having to do work in the Big East.
How do you not win this game without Marcus Howard?
That's the biggest question. Best player on the team.
That should have been a cakewalk.
When
you're up 14, too.
You're up 14. He's out of the game. You can put Kyrie on Rousey.
Game over.
It should be over.
I'm Tim. He's Ravi.
Tim's
We're going to get more fired up about this on overtime, so join us on 1620 The Zone.